Okay, welcome back. Now, this isn't really a video I want to make, but I think given the state of the fishery, it's important I leave a record here on the channel. The 2024 fluke season has been pretty abysmal so far. From South Jersey to Montauk, the general pattern has been endless shorts punctuated by very concentrated groups of larger fish. Now, I've arranged my life in such a way that I can fish full sessions multiple times per week, and I've managed to find some of these elusive patches of keepers and more importantly, stay on them. But for most people, a random good day turned into streaks of awful fishing with nothing but shorts for days on end. I think this video reflects what many of you guys have experienced this year, especially starting around midsummer. And by the way, anyone who tells you this season is average or just slightly below average is either lying, clueless, or possess low standards. In any case, this is a prototype jig I'm testing out for the peanut run. I did see a ton of peanuts last week, but they were nowhere to be found today, though the shoreline was thick with rain bait. That's nothing unusual. I don't think bait is really a problem this year. From May until now, the baitfish seem to have showed up where and when they should have. It's just that they're not really holding any sizable fluke, at least not consistently. So if it's not the lack of bait, what's going on with the fluking this year? Well, in my last video, I mentioned the idiotic 1-inch slot limit New Jersey ran for 2 years running. And I can't imagine that not having an immediate impact on the dearth of 18 to 19-inch fish we're seeing along the shore this year. Climate change is almost certainly playing a role, perhaps a dominant one. Certain aspects of fisheries management, both commercial and recreational, probably part of the picture as well. Most likely it's a combination of several factors, and I'm trying to get some answers from people who actually know what they're talking about, and perhaps have them paint us a clearer picture on this channel once the season is over, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, in the meantime, all we can do is cover water efficiently using the right techniques. Now, for this type of beach fishing, not much current, relatively flat beaches, I'm only throwing into 6 to 8 feet of water. My default setting at this point is to use the spinner blades. Not only does it throw light in every direction, when the wave action picks up, as you'll see later on in this video, it helps keep your jig in the wash a beat or two longer than the plain jerk shad would. Now, when I'm fishing off a pier or jetty or casting into a deep drop-off or channel, that's when I'll try both the naked jerk shad for that free-falling jigging, as well as the blade depending on water temp and water clarity. Sometimes the current is such that the blade attachment will simply not reach bottom efficiently. Now, as you can see, most of these fish are coming off the beach lip, but they seem to be following the jig in and hitting at the lip rather than sitting on the lip ambushing. I noticed because I started making shorter pitches just beyond the lip and I basically stopped getting bit. Okay, so the rest of the morning was pretty much more of the same. Not just endless shorts, but micro shorts. Nothing even remotely threatening a tape measure. I ended up taking a lunch break, something I never do if the bite is actually on. Even took a short nap in the car and went back out in the late afternoon joined by my friend Dave. Obviously very different conditions right now, but pretty much the same results. So that was my first real bite of the day, and of course my drag wasn't set correctly and I broke it off. Now usually if I get bit right at the lip with that little line out, I slow down the hook set just a tad, maybe 70% speed. But the 20 or so consecutive shorts earlier in the day took its toll on my mechanics. Now here Dave is telling me, look, we've walked about a quarter of a mile down the windy side of this beach, and that was the only bite either of us got. So maybe it's time to check the backside. And I did, because Dave knows what he's talking about, he has good instincts, and it actually paid off. And there it is, a unicorn of a keeper on that day. I don't think I've ever been so surprised by a keeper in my entire life. It only took about 6 hours on miles of beach to find it. Now, is this a sign for the future? All day grinds for a single keeper, even if you're using an optimal technique? I certainly hope not. I think we're going to have a strong finish to the season. The bait is set up correctly, and barring any major early storms, this moon should lay the groundwork for the next few weeks. Okay, this wasn't exactly a fun video to make, but I hope you guys see why I felt the need to address this now. Fingers crossed things improve. I mean, things can really only improve from here. So tight lines, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.